How are you guys doing? It is Tuesday, September 8th, 2020, out here in this quarantine. I'm James Sims, and for this episode of The Elite, I'm going to take you through playoff basketball yesterday, along with WNBA in the bubble. Additionally, I'm going to take you through what's going on with the Eastern Conference Stanley Finals and hockey, along with going through what happened yesterday with Monday Baseball. But without further ado, I'm going to jump into basketball really quickly. And for the first basketball game of last night in Game 5 of the Eastern Conference semifinals, the Boston Celtics, the 3 seed Celtics, were able to beat the 2nd seed Toronto Raptors 111-89 to go up 3-2 in the series and move them to within one game of making it to the Eastern Conference Finals. For the Toronto Raptors, off the bench, Norman Powell would finish with 16 points and 3 assists in 31 minutes played, shooting 6 for 15 from the field, 4 for 11 from three. For the Raptors, their shooting guard, Terrence Davis, would finish the game with double-digit points. He'd finish with 10 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists in 19 minutes played as he shot 4 for 6 from the field. Out of the Raptors starters, Pascal Siakam, their elite forward, would finish with 10 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, and 5 fouls in 29 minutes. He shot 5 for 9 from the field and 0 for 2 from 3. Kyle Lowry, their point guard, would finish with 10 points, 2 rebounds, 5 assists, and 2 steals. He shot 3 for 8 from the field, 1 for 3 from 3. Fred VanVleet was the Raptors' highest scorer as he finished with 18 points in 34 minutes. He also added in 2 rebounds, 5 assists, and 3 steals. He shot 6 for 14 from the field, 2 for 7 from 3. He made all 4 of his free throw attempts. Jumping to the Boston Celtics and their win off the bench, their point guard, Brad Wanamaker, finished with 15 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, and a steal in 28 minutes. Off the bench, he shot 5 for 9 from the field, 3 for 5 from 3. He made both of his free throw attempts. Out of the Boston Celtics starters, Marcus Smart, their guard, their wing, would finish with 12 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists in 35 minutes. Their center, Daniel Tice, would finish with 15 points, 8 rebounds, and a couple of blocks as he shot 5 for 5 from the field, 5 for 6 from the free throw line in 30 minutes. Jason Tatum, the Boston Celtics elite forward, would finish with 18 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists, a steal, and a block as he shot 5 for 15 from the field, 1 for 5 from 3, 7 for 8 from the free throw line. Kemba Walker, the Celtics elite point guard, would finish with 21 points, 4 rebounds, 7 assists, and a block. He shot 8 for 15 from the field in 36 minutes, 1 for 6 from 3, and 4 for 5 from the line. And the Celtics' top performer tonight would be Jaylen Brown. Their shooting guard would finish with 27 points, 6 rebounds, 3 steals on the day. He played 37 minutes. He shot 10 for 18 from the field, 3 for 7 from 3, and he made all 4 of his free throw attempts. With this win, like I said, the 3 seed Boston Celtics are now 1 game away from playing the winner of the Milwaukee Bucks and the Miami Heat in the Eastern Conference Finals. And for the Toronto Raptors, they have to win the next 2 games in order to advance, as the defending champs are held on the ropes. They're in an elimination game where they could lose their spot in the playoff, or they could lose. They could lose their seeding and they could go home. Going on to the second game of the night, the Los Angeles Clippers, the 2nd seed in the West, were able to beat the Denver Nuggets, the 3rd seed in the West. They beat them 113-107 in a particularly close game where it went down to the wire. It even got to the point where Kawhi Leonard had to block a pretty important shot with his fingertips in order to win this game. First, starting with the Denver Nuggets, Michael Porter Jr. would finish with 18 points, 10 rebounds, 3 assists off the bench as he played 23 minutes. He shot 8 for 17 from the field, 2 for 6 from 3. Out of the Nuggets starters, Gary Harris, their shooting guard, would finish with 10 points, 6 assists, and 4 steals in 35 minutes. Paul Millsap and Jeremy Grant, their forwards, would finish with 11 points each. Both of them made 5 field goals. Jamal Murray, the Nuggets point guard, would finish with 14 points, 4 rebounds, 9 assists, and 2 steals in 38 minutes as he shot 5 for 17 from the field, 2 for 7 from 3. And Nikola Jokic, the Denver Nuggets elite center, would finish with 32 points, 12 rebounds, 8 assists. He had 7 turnovers on the night, but he still shot 13 for 24 from the field, 3 for 8 from 3, and 3 for 4 from the line. Going to the Clippers, showing what they did off the bench, their power forward, 2019-20 Sixth Man of the Year, Montrezl Harrell, finished with 11 points, 3 rebounds, and a couple of steals in 22 minutes. He shot 7 for 10 from the line as well. Lou Williams, their shooting guard, finished with 10 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals. He shot 4 for 11 from the field in 28 minutes. Out of the Clippers starters, Marcus Morris Sr. would finish with 12 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists in 35 minutes played. He shot 6 for 8 from the field. Kawhi Leonard, the Los Angeles Clippers GOAT level small forward, would finish with 23 points, 14 rebounds, 6 assists, and a couple of blocks in 42 minutes. He'd shoot 9 for 19 from the field, 1 for 6 from 3, and he'd make 4 of his 6 free throw attempts. And last but not least, the performance of the night would go to playoff P, Paul George, the Los Angeles Clippers wing, who will go on to finish with 32 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, and a couple of steals. He shot 12 for 18 from the night in 40 minutes, 5 for 7 from 3. He made all 3 of his free throw attempts. With this win, like I said, the Clippers now hold a 2-1 series lead over the second seed Nuggets, over the third seed Nuggets, and they're now 2 games away from securing a spot for themselves within the Western Conference Finals. So that's everything that happened yesterday in terms of what to look forward to today. The Miami Heat, who are the 5th seed in the Eastern Conference, are looking to put away the Milwaukee Bucks, the top seed in the East. The Heat lead the series 3-1 after winning the first 3 games, and the Bucks were able to win the last game without Giannis Antetokounmpo, their best player, with Chris Middleton kind of putting the team on his back. But Game 5 is tonight at 6:30, and the Miami Heat could be the very first team to advance to the next round of the playoffs. And following that, at 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, the top seed Los Angeles Lakers are going to take on the 4 seed Houston Rockets out west. Their series is tied at 1 as both teams are 3 games away from clinching a spot in the Western Conference Finals against the winner of the Los Angeles Clippers and the Denver Nuggets. So that series is going to continue, and I already came up with my elite stat to know from yesterday. So that's the NBA. I'm going to jump to the WNBA just to let you know what's going on, of course, in that bubble, just to let you know what's going on. And there was a rescheduled game, and that was between the Connecticut Sun and the Phoenix Mercury. The Connecticut Sun, led by Alyssa Thomas, is 22 points, 9 rebounds, and 9 assists, would get their 10th win of the season as the Mercury dropped to 12-8. Skylar Diggins-Smith would finish with 16 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists, but the team wasn't doing enough to help them get this win. So, looking to what's going on today, the Los Angeles Sparks are going to take on the New York Liberty at 7 o'clock on CBS Sports Network. Candace Parker is going to take on Sabrina Ionescu as the Liberty looks to get their 3rd win in their 19th game of the season. At 8 o'clock, the Minnesota Lynx are going to take on the Washington Mystics at 8 o'clock. And at 10, the Connecticut Fever are going to take on the Las Vegas Aces, and the Las Vegas Aces have definitely been killing it. They're going to follow the Lynx and the Mystics on ESPN too. And looking out to the NHL bubble, because there's still Stanley Cup hockey that's being played, and the Tampa Bay Lightning will go on to beat the New York Islanders in Game 1, 8-2. Braden Point, their center, would finish with 2 goals and 3 assists. Tampa Bay Lightning right winger Nikita Kucherov would finish with 1 goal and 4 assists. Their defensive end Victor Hedman would finish with a goal and 2 assists. Big game for the Lightning as they take Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals. They are now 3 games away from clinching a spot in the Stanley Cup Finals. But great way to start and kind of just strike fear into the soul of the Islanders for Game 1. So that was yesterday. In terms of what to look forward to today, on Tuesday, it'll be Game 2 of the Dallas Stars and the Golden Knights of the Western Conference Stanley Cup Finals. Dallas leads the series 1-0 after scoring on the first shot attempt a couple days ago, and no one ever scoring after that. So that's what's going on with hockey, what to look forward to for Tuesday, September 8th. Now I'm going to jump to baseball to fill everyone into what's going on out there, with what happened yesterday with Monday baseball. So first I'm going to start in the Central, starting in Minnesota. The Minnesota Twins hosted the Detroit Tigers, beat them 6-2 Fulmer would get the start for the Detroit Tigers. He would allow 4 earned runs in a little over 2 innings, striking out nobody. Pineda would get the win for the Minnesota Twins. He would allow 2 earned runs, strike out 8 batters in 7 innings pitched. For the Detroit Tigers, their shortstop Willie Castro would finish 1 for 3 with an RBI. Not much going on. Candelario, their first baseman, would finish 2 for 3 with 2 runs. For the Minnesota Twins, their left fielder Eddie Rosario would finish 2 for 4 with 3 RBIs. Jeffers would pick up his first home run of the season as the catcher finished 2 for 3 with 2 RBIs and a run. With this win, the Minnesota Twins are now 26-17 in the AL Central, and with this loss, the Detroit Tigers dropped to 18-21. Of course, staying out in the Central in the American League, the Cleveland Indians hosted the Kansas City Royals and beat them 5-2. Behind Zach Plesac's third win of the season, Brad Keller would pick up his second loss of the season as he allowed 4 earned runs, striking out 1 batter in almost 7 innings pitched. Zach Plesac would pick up the win for the Cleveland Indians as he only allowed 1 earned run, strike out 4 in 7 innings. He's now 3-1 on the season. For the Kansas City Royals, their third baseman Michael Franco would finish 3 for 4 with an RBI. For the Cleveland Indians, their elite shortstop Francisco Lindor would finish 2 for 3 with a run. Additionally, their right fielder Tyler Naquin finished 0 for 3 with 2 RBIs on the day. With this win, the Cleveland Indians are 26-15 as the Kansas City Royals drop to 14-28. And because, I just love staying out in the Central, let me jump to Chicago for this matchup as the Chicago Cubs took on and beat their divisional rivals, the St. Louis Cardinals, 5-1 behind Kyle Kendrick's fifth win of the season. Oviedo would pick up his second loss of the season for the St. Louis Cardinals. He would allow 3 earned runs, 5 total runs, and almost 5 innings pitched, only striking out 1 batter. For the Chicago Cubs, Kyle Hendricks would allow only 1 run, strike out 4 batters, in 8 innings pitched. For the St. Louis Cardinals, their elite first baseman Paul Goldschmidt would finish 2 for 4. Their second baseman Colton Wong would finish 2 for 3. For the Chicago Cubs, their elite third baseman Chris Bryant would finish 2 for 5. Their elite shortstop Javier Baez would finish 3 for 4 with a run. Their catcher Wilson Contreras would finish 1 for 3 with 2 RBIs. With this win, the Chicago Cubs are 24-18 in the Central, and the St. Louis Cardinals are 17-16. I believe those are all the games in the Central. Now I'm going to hop out west to show you what's going on out there. Starting in the American League, the Seattle Mariners hosted the Texas Rangers and were able to beat them 8-4 as Marco Gonzalez picked up his fifth win of the season. Colby Allard picked up his fifth loss of the season. Colby Allard would allow 8 earned runs and strike out 5 in 3.2 innings pitched. Marco Gonzalez would allow 2 earned runs, striking out 7 batters in 7 innings. As the Seattle Mariners picked up their 19th win of the season. For the Texas Rangers, their third baseman Isaiah Kiner-Falefa would finish 2 for 4 with 2 runs on the night. Additionally, their right fielder Joey Gallo would finish 1 for 3 with 2 RBIs. For the Seattle Mariners, their second baseman Dylan Moore would finish the game 2 for 5 with 4 RBIs and 2 runs. He hit his 6th home run of the season. Additionally, the third baseman Kyle Seager hit a home run in the second straight game. He finished 1 for 3 with 2 RBIs and a run. He now has 7 home runs on the season. Ty France finished 1 for 4 with 2 RBIs as well. With this win, the Seattle Mariners are 19-22, and the Texas Rangers now fall to 13-27. Keeping it going out west, the Oakland Athletics hosted and completely blanked the Houston Astros 6-0. Bassett would pick up his third win of the season. Christian Javier would pick up his second loss. He would allow 2 earned runs, striking out 3 batters in 5 innings. For the Oakland A's, their starting pitcher Chris Bassett would allow no runs, striking out 4 batters in 7 innings pitched for the Oakland Athletics. For the Houston Astros, not much going. Their shortstop Correa would be the only batter to pick up more than 1 hit. He would finish 2 for 4 on the day. For the Oakland Athletics, looking at how their team performed, their right fielder Stephen Piscotty would finish 2 for 4 with an RBI and a run. Their shortstop Sean Murphy would finish 2 for 3 with 3 RBIs and 2 runs on the day. With this win, the Oakland Athletics are now 24-14 as the Houston Astros drop to 21-20. Those were the scores out in the American League West. Now I'm going to jump to the National League West to show you what's going on over there. Starting in the Bay, the San Francisco Giants were able to beat the Arizona Diamondbacks 4-2. Kyle Gosman would pick up his third win of the season, allowing only one run, striking out 9 batters in 6 innings. Zach Gallen would pick up his first loss for the Arizona Diamondbacks. For the very first time in his career, he had allowed 4 earned runs, and he'd allowed it in 5 innings pitched, striking out 6 batters. For the Arizona Diamondbacks, not much going on. Their designated hitter, David Peralta, would finish 1 for 4 with an RBI and a run. He hit his 3rd home run of the season. Going on to the San Francisco Giants, the right fielder Carl Yastrzemski would finish 2 for 4 with an RBI and a run. Joey Bart, their catcher, would finish with 1 for 3 with a run on the day. Their pinch hitter, Darren Ruff, would finish 2 for 2 as a pinch hitter with 2 RBIs. With this win, the San Francisco Giants are 21-21 as the Arizona Diamondbacks drop to 15-27. And jumping out to the other National League West game of the night, the San Diego Padres were able to beat the Colorado Rockies in the 9th inning, 1-0, off of a Jurickson Profar double to help give them the only run of the game for them to win it. Dinelson Lamet would get the start for the San Diego Padres, striking out 11 and allowing no earned runs in 7.2 innings pitched. And then Kyle Freeland would make the start for the Colorado Rockies, allowing no earned runs, striking out 6 batters in his first 6 innings pitched. Pomeranz to pick up the win for the San Diego Padres. For the Rockies, their elite third baseman Nolan Arenado would finish 2 for 4. Their shortstop Trevor Story would finish 2 for 4. For the San Diego Padres, their elite shortstop Fernando Tatis Jr. would finish 1 for 2 with a walk. The Padres' elite third baseman Manny Machado would finish 0 for 3 with a walk and a strikeout. But the only RBI, like I said, would go to Profar. He would finish 2 for 4 with an RBI. With this win, the San Diego Padres are 26-17, and the Rockies are now 20-11. Last but not least, I'm going to take you out east, starting in the National League. The New York Mets hosted the Philadelphia Phillies and lost in extra innings, 9-8. The Philadelphia Phillies won on a 2-run home run by Jean Segura. Nimmo would score he would have an RBI single in the 10th, but it wouldn't be enough. Jumping out to how these two teams pitched, for the New York Mets, it would be David Peterson that got the start. He would go on to only allow 5 earned runs in 2 innings pitched, striking out 3 batters and walking 4. Zach Wheeler would get the start from the Phillies. He would allow 3 earned runs, striking out 7 batters in 6 innings. But it wouldn't work out for the Mets yet again. For the Mets, their elite designated hitter Pete Alonso would go 0 for 3 with a run on the day. Their left fielder Jeff McNeil would finish 2 for 4 with 3 RBIs and a run as he hit his 2nd home run of the season in his 2nd straight game. Andres Jimenez, their shortstop, would finish 2 for 4 with 2 runs on the day. Michael Conforto would finish 3 for 6 with an RBI and 2 runs on the day. Brandon Nimmo, their center fielder, would finish 2 for 6 with an RBI, and their third baseman J.D. Davis would finish 2 for 6 with an RBI and a run. This is the losing team, by the way. For the Philadelphia Phillies, the former NL MVP Andrew McCutchen finished 0 for 3 with 2 runs on the day. Bryce Harper, the Phillies' elite center fielder, would finish 1 for 5 with a run. And by the way, the Phillies are still on a crazy win streak, by the way. Rhys Hoskins, their first baseman, would finish 1 for 5 with 2 RBIs and a run. He has 9 home runs on the season. Their catcher, JT Realmuto, would finish 1 for 3 with an RBI and 3 runs on the day. He now has 10 home runs on the season. Segura now has 5 home runs on the season. With this win, the Philadelphia Phillies are 20-17, as the New York Mets are now 19-23. Workman would pick up the win for the Phillies in relief. And then jumping out to the other National League East matchup, the Miami Marlins went to Atlanta and were able to beat the Braves in the 10th inning. Big Miguel Rojas double that they needed in this stretch, and the Braves just couldn't match in the extra innings. Urania would get the start for the Fish. He would allow 3 earned runs, striking out 2 batters in 5 innings. Ian Anderson would get the start for the Braves. He'd allow one earned run. He'd strike out four batters and walk four batters in 3 innings pitched before getting sat down. For the Atlanta Braves, their elite right fielder, Ronald Acuna Jr., would finish 0 for 3 with a run on the day as he was walked. Braves shortstop Dansby Swanson finished 2 for 3 with an RBI on the day. Freddie Freeman, their elite first baseman, would finish 1 for 2 with 2 RBIs on the day. Adam Duvall, their pinch hitting left fielder, would go 1 for 1 with a solo home run. He now has 10 home runs on the day. Jumping to the fifth, showing you what's going on over there. Jesus Aguilar, their first baseman, finished 1 for 3 with an RBI and 2 runs as he walked twice. Also looking now, their shortstop, Miguel Rojas, finished the game 4 for 5 with 2 RBIs and a run. With this win, the Miami Marlins are back at 500. They're 18-18 as the Atlanta Braves slip to 24-17 with this loss. Staying out in the East, going out to the last team in the NL East, the Washington Nationals, the defending champs, were able to beat the Tampa Bay Rays 6-1 last night behind Max Scherzer's 4th win of the season. For the Tampa Bay Rays, it would be Charlie Morton who got the start. He would allow 3 earned runs, striking out 3 batters in 5 innings pitched. But for the Washington Nationals, their GOAT level starting pitcher would allow no earned runs, striking out 8 batters in 7 innings pitched. He's now 4-2 on the season. For the Tampa Bay Rays, their second baseman Joey Wendell would finish 2 for 4, and their center fielder Kevin Kiermaier would finish 2 for 3. They're the only 2 players with 2 hits. Arozarena would pick up the only RBI as he hit a home run in the 8th inning off Rainey. For the Washington Nationals, their shortstop Trey Turner would finish 1 for 4 with an RBI and a run on the day. Their designated hitter Brock Holt would finish 2 for 4 with a run. Their catcher Kurt Suzuki finished 3 for 4 with a run. Additionally, with that said, with this win, the Washington Nationals are now 15-25 in the National League East. In the AL East leading Tampa Bay Rays are now 28-14 with this loss. And then jumping out to the last game of the night, the Toronto Blue Jays hosted the New York Yankees and beat them 12-7. Reed Foley would pick up his first win of the season. Hyunjin Ryu would make the start. He would allow 5 earned runs in 5 innings, striking out 5 batters, giving up 3 home runs. And Montgomery would make the start for the New York Yankees. Jordan Montgomery would allow 2 earned runs and strike out 1 batter in the 3.1 innings that he played. For the Yankees, their first baseman, Luke Voit, would finish 2 for 4 with an RBI and 2 runs. He hit his 14th home run of the season, near the league lead. I think he has the American League lead, or at least is tied for it. Aaron Hicks, their center fielder, would finish 1 for 3 with 2 RBIs and a run. He hit his 4th home run of the season in the first inning off of Hyunjin Ryu. And Miguel Andujar, the Yankees' third baseman, he hit his first home run of the season. He went 1 for 5 with 2 RBIs and a run. And last but not least, for the Yankees, their elite shortstop, Gleyber Torres, would finish 1 for 4 with a walk, and he struck out twice on the day. For the Toronto Blue Jays, their right fielder, Kevin Biggio, would finish 1 for 4 with 2 runs on the day. Their elite designated hitter, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., would finish 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs and a run today. Their designated hitter, Danny Jansen, would hit the only home run of the day for the Blue Jays. He went 1 for 3 with 4 RBIs and a run. Big game for him. He had a grand slam. Travis Shaw, their third baseman, would finish 2 for 5 with 2 RBIs and 2 runs. With this win, the Toronto Blue Jays are now 23-18 as the Yankees, who were at once dominating the AL East, they are now sitting at 21-20 for the season. With that said, that's how the teams are stacking up. I'm going to lead you into what games to look forward to today before I jump into the stats in terms of who's leading the league. But what to look forward to today for the first game of some series and the second game of others. First off, there's going to be a doubleheader between the Minnesota Twins and the St. Louis Cardinals in the Central. For the first game, Jose Barrios is going to make a start for the Twins as Carlos Martinez tries to get his first win for the Cardinals. Randy Domnak's looking to get his 7th win in the second game of the doubleheader as he faces up against Ponce de Leon. Also, the Boston Red Sox and the Philadelphia Phillies are going to have a doubleheader starting at 4:05. Eflin's going to make the first start for the Phillies, and then Velasquez is going to start the second one. Additionally, looking on to other games, Tristan McKenzie's looking to get his third win of the season for the Cleveland Indians as they take on the Royals at 6:10. Frankie Montas of the Oakland A's is going to take on Zach Greinke of the Astros in the first game of their doubleheader at 6:10. Taijuan Walker looks to get his fourth win of the season as the Toronto Blue Jays take on the Yankees at 6:37. Dylan Cease is looking to get his sixth win as the White Sox take on the Pirates at 7:05. Sixto Sanchez is looking to take on Kyle Wright as the Miami Marlins take on the Braves at 7:10. Also, Lance Lynn's looking to get his fifth win of the season as he takes on Heaney and the Los Angeles Angels. Spencer Turnbull's looking to get his fourth win of the season as the Tigers take on the Brewers at 7:10 as well. Also, Mike Clevenger's looking to take on Carlos Gonzalez as the San Diego Padres take on the Colorado Rockies. I'm sorry, my bad. Not Carlos Gonzalez. He's taking on Chichi Gonzalez. I tend to get them confused because they're both on the San Diego Padres. But with that said, I'm going to look through the stats and really quickly before I look into what games we're going to cover for the end of just for the last games of today, just to look forward to. But Walker Buehler is going to try to get his second win of the season as he takes on Luke Weaver of the Arizona Diamondbacks, who's sitting on a 1-6 record. They're playing on MLB Network at 9:40. And the last game of the night, Logan Webb is looking to get his third win of the season as LJ Newsome looks to pick up his first win as a Seattle Mariners starting pitcher. And those are the games those are the games to look forward to today. I'm going to take you through the regular season stats leaders because it is Tuesday, because I don't know if I do it as much as I feel like I should. But for now, taking you through the individual hitters. In terms of runs, the elite shortstop from the San Diego Padres, Fernando Tatis, leads the league in runs. He has 43 runs in 43 games. In second place is Dansby Swanson, the second baseman from the Atlanta Braves, and in third place, it is the GOAT level center fielder from the Los Angeles Angels, Mike Trout, who has 35 runs in 37 games. Looking out now to hit leaders, Trey Turner, the shortstop from the Washington Nationals, leads the league in hits. He has 59 hits in 40 games. He has a .362 batting average. In second is Michael Conforto, the right fielder from the New York Mets, who has 54 hits in 42 games, sporting a .348 batting average. And in third place, tied with 53 hits on the season, is Jose Abreu, the first baseman from the Chicago White Sox, and Fernando Tatis Jr., the elite shortstop for the San Diego Padres, who both have 53 hits on the season. Jose Abreu's done it in 41 games, whereas Tatis has done it in 43 games. Abreu has a .315 batting average, while Tatis has a .314. Jumping out to the doubles leaders, Dominic Smith, the left fielder from the New York Mets, leads the league with 16 doubles in 35 games. Willy Adames, the shortstop from the Tampa Bay Rays, is tied with Michael Franco, the third baseman of the Kansas City Royals. Cesar Hernandez, the second baseman from the Cleveland Indians. Alex Verdugo, the left fielder of the Boston Red Sox. And Christian Walker, the first baseman of the Arizona Diamondbacks. They all have 14 doubles to their name. Now jumping out to the triples leaders, Kyle Tucker leads the league in triples with 6 triples for the left fielder for the Houston Astros. In second place, it is Mike Yastrzemski, the center fielder from the San Francisco Giants, who has 4 triples to his name. And tied for third place with 3 triples on the season, first you have Jaime Candelario, the first baseman from the Detroit Tigers. Jay Cronenworth, the second baseman from the San Diego Padres. Garrett Hampson, the center fielder from the Colorado Rockies. Kevin Pillar, the center fielder from the Colorado Rockies. And Trey Turner, the shortstop from the Washington Nationals. They all have 3 triples to their name for the season. Looking out now to the home run leaders, Fernando Tatis Jr., the elite shortstop for the San Diego Padres, and Mike Trout, the elite level center fielder for the Los Angeles Angels, both hold the league lead in home runs with 15 home runs. Trout's done it in 35 games, whereas Tatis Jr. has done it in 43 games. And then tied for third in the league lead in home runs is Teoscar Hernandez, the right fielder from the Toronto Blue Jays, and Luke Voit, the first baseman from the New York Yankees. Voigt's done it in 2 fewer games, but they both are tied for third in the league. Looking out to the RBI leaders, Jose Abreu leads the league in RBIs, the first baseman from the Chicago White Sox. He has 40 RBIs in 41 games. And second in the league is Fernando Tatis Jr., the elite shortstop from the San Diego Padres. He has 39 RBIs in 43 games. And in third, it's the GOAT level center fielder from the Los Angeles Angels. Mike Trout has 38 RBIs in 37 games. Now looking out to the walks leaders, Carlos Santana from the Cleveland Indians leads the league in walks with 35 walks. And second is Freddie Freeman, the elite first baseman from the Atlanta Braves. He has 31 walks in 41 games. And in third place, it is the elite right fielder from the Philadelphia Phillies, Bryce Harper, who has 30 walks in 35 games. Now looking out to who struck out most as a hitter this season. Right now, Miguel Sano, the first baseman from the Minnesota Twins, has struck out 64 times in 38 games. In second place, Keston Hiura struck out 56 times in 39 games. And tied for third place, Javier Baez, the elite shortstop from the Chicago Cubs, has struck out 55 times in 41 games. And Jorge Soler, the designated hitter from the Kansas City Royals, has struck out 55 times in 39 games. Right now, looking out to the stolen base leaders, Trevor Story currently leads the league in stolen bases. The shortstop from the Colorado Rockies has 12 stolen bases on the season in 40 games. And second, Adalberto Mondesi currently he's second in the league with 11 stolen bases in 41 games. And then tied for third with 9 stolen bases are Jose Ramirez of the Cleveland Indians and Jonathan Villar of the Toronto Blue Jays. They both have 9 stolen bases on the season. In terms of who's gotten caught stolen bases the most times, right now, Adalberto Mondesi he got caught stealing bases 6 times. He leads the league. In second place, Jonathan Villar, the shortstop for the Toronto Blue Jays, has been caught 5 times, but he's still stolen 9 bases. And tied for third, you have Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, who's been caught 4 times. Nicky Lopez, the center of the Kansas City Royals, has been caught 4 times, hasn't stolen a single base yet. And then Trey Turner, the shortstop from the Washington Nationals, has been caught 4 times. Looking right now at the percentages, the batting average leaders, Trey Turner has the best batting average in baseball with a 362 batting average. Tim Anderson from the shortstop from the Chicago White Sox has a 351 batting average. That's second in all of baseball. And Michael Conforto, the right fielder for the New York Mets, has a 348 batting average, which puts him at third in the league. Looking at on-base percentage, Paul Goldschmidt, the elite first baseman from the St. Louis Cardinals, leads the league in OBP with a 463 OBP. Following him, it is elite first baseman Freddie Freeman from the Atlanta Braves, who has a 446 OBP on the season. And in third place, Michael Conforto, the right fielder of the New York Mets, has a 436 OBP on the season as of right now. Looking into the slugging percentage leaders, Mike Trout, the GOAT level center fielder from the Los Angeles Angels, currently leads the league in slugging percentage. With a 676 slugging percentage. In second place, Fernando Tatis Jr., the elite shortstop for the San Diego Padres, has a 663 slugging percentage on the season. And in third place, Ian Happ, the center fielder for the Chicago Cubs, has a 659 slugging percentage on the year. And last but not least, for the individual batters, looking at OPS, Ian Happ from the Chicago Cubs has the best OPS in all of baseball with a 1079 OPS. In second place, it is the GOAT level center fielder from the Los Angeles Angels. Mike Trout has a 1071 OPS on the season. And in third place, Fernando Tatis Jr., the elite shortstop from the San Diego Padres, has a 1068 OPS on the season if we're looking at that. Before we get into the team stats, I'm going to go into the individual stats for the pitchers. In terms of ERA, Shane Bieber has the best ERA in baseball. He has a 1.25 ERA through 57 innings pitched, and I believe he has the most innings pitched in all of baseball as well, pitching 57.2 innings pitched. And he technically does not. He has the second most innings pitched, as it is Kyle Hendricks from the Chicago Cubs, who has 58 innings pitched. He's gotten one more out than Shane Bieber. But moving on, Yu Darvish has the second best ERA in all of baseball with a 1.44 ERA, and he's 7-1 on the season. And the third best ERA on the season goes to Jacob deGrom, the elite level pitcher from the New York Mets, who has a 1.69 ERA and a 3-1 record for the New York Mets. That's the reigning back-to-back Cy Young winner for the National League. In terms of complete games, I think Trevor Bauer still holds the league in complete games with 2. And with individual shutouts, he holds the league with 2 as well. Whereas Lucas Giolito and Kyle Hendricks are the only other 2 pitchers with a shutout on the season. Looking out to saves and save opportunities, Brad Hand leads for the Cleveland Indians, leads the league in saves. He's 12 for 12 with his opportunities. In second place, tied for second place, Liam Hendricks from the Oakland A's and Kenley Jensen for the Los Angeles Dodgers are both 10 and 11 with 10 saves on the season, and they've both blown 1 save opportunity. In terms of innings pitched, Kyle Hendricks leads the league in innings pitched with 51 innings pitched. With one less innings pitched than him is Shane Bieber with a 1.25 ERA, and the third behind him with one less out recorded than Shane Bieber is Lance Lynn of the Texas Rangers, who's pitched 57.1 innings pitched with a 2.67 ERA for the Texas Rangers. In terms of hits allowed, Kyle Hendricks has allowed the most hits, has allowed more hits than any other pitcher in baseball. He's allowed 57 hits and 58 innings pitched. In second place, German Marquez allowed 56 hits and 55 innings, second most in all of baseball. And in third, it's Kyle Freeland from the Colorado Rockies, who's given up 54 hits and 50 innings pitched so far on the season. In terms of runs given up as an individual pitcher, Jordan Lyles from the Texas Rangers and Robbie Ray of the Toronto Blue Jays have both given up 33 home runs. They've both given up 3 runs, Lyles has done so in 35 innings pitched, and Robbie Ray has given up 33 runs in 38 innings pitched. And Jordan Lyles is 1-4 in the season. Robbie Ray is 1-4, and in third, German Marquez has given up the third most amount of runs on the season. He's given up 32 runs in 55 innings. He's 2-5 on the season for the Colorado Rockies. In terms of home runs given up this year, Garrett Cole, the New York Yankees, has given up the most amount of home runs. He's given up 13 home runs on the season. Definitely not helping out his case for the New York Yankees, but he's still an elite level pitcher for what he's been able to do for the New York Yankees. In terms of just staying out with home runs, just to give you a little bit of what's going on out there. Robbie Ray and Ross Stripling have both given up 12 home runs. They're tied for second in home runs given up on the season. In terms of pitchers that have hit batters, Kyle Gibson of the Texas Rangers, Lance McCullers of the Houston Astros, Touki Toussaint of the Atlanta Braves, and Zach Wheeler of the Philadelphia Phillies all lead the league. They've hit 5 batters each. In terms of walked batters, Robbie Ray leads the league in walked batters. He's walked 35 batters for the Toronto Blue Jays this season in 38 innings. In second, Spencer Turnbull of the Detroit Tigers has walked 23 batters in almost 35 innings pitched. And tied for third, Jose Barrios of the Minnesota Twins, Carlos Carrasco of the Cleveland Indians, Dylan Cease of the Chicago White Sox, and Justin Dunn of the Seattle Mariners have each walked 20 batters. In terms of strikeouts, Shane Bieber has struck out the most batters on the season. He struck out 94 batters in 9 games started. In 57 innings pitched, he started. He's struck out 94 batters. In second place, Lucas Giolito has struck out 75 batters in 54 innings pitched in his 9 games started. And tied for third, Garrett Cole, the elite pitcher from the New York Yankees, and Jacob deGrom, the elite pitcher from the New York Mets, both have 70 strikeouts on the season. Garrett Cole's done so in 9 starts and in 4 more innings pitched than Jacob deGrom. In terms of batting average against, Kenta Maeda has the best batting average against. He's allowed a 156 batting average against while on the Minnesota Twins. Trevor Bauer has a 161 batting average against as for the Cincinnati Reds. And in third, Shane Bieber has a 172 batting average against while pitching for the Cleveland Indians, and he's having an amazing season. Now looking at how the teams are performing in terms of how they're doing, looking at the hitting leaders or the scoring leaders. Right now, the San Diego Padres have scored more runs than any other team with 239. The Dodgers have 3 less runs than them in 1 less game. They're second in the league in runs. And third in the league in runs, the Atlanta Braves with 226 runs, 10 less than the Dodgers in 1 less game. Looking out to the hit leaders, right now, the New York Mets lead the league in hits. They have 391 hits. 6 hits behind them in the same amount of games with the San Francisco Giants, and 4 hits behind the Giants in 1 less game of the Chicago White Sox with 381 hits on the season. Looking at who's leading the league in doubles, the Atlanta Braves lead the league in doubles at 91 doubles in 41 games. In second place, it is the Boston Red Sox with 87 doubles in 42 games. In third place, the Tampa Bay Rays have the third most doubles with 83 doubles in 42 games. And in terms of who's leading the league in triples, the Colorado Rockies have 12 triples, leading the league outright. In second place, the San Francisco Giants have 11 triples on the season, and tied for third, the Houston Astros and the San Diego Padres have 10 triples on the season. And then looking at the home run leaders, the Los Angeles Dodgers lead the league in home runs with 79 home runs on the season. In second, the San Diego Padres have 74. And in third, the Chicago White Sox have 71 home runs in 41 games. Looking at who's leading the league in RBIs, the San Diego Padres have the most RBIs in baseball with 232. And second is the Dodgers with 223. And the Braves are 2 RBIs behind the Dodgers with 221 on the season. Looking at who's walked the most as a team, the Los Angeles Angels and the Tampa Bay Rays are both tied. They've both walked a total of 180 times on the season in terms of hitting. And the Cleveland Indians have walked 3 times as a team, or they've walked the third most amount of times as a team with 171. In terms of who struck out the most as a team, the Tampa Bay Rays have struck out 402 times as a team. In second place, the Chicago Cubs have struck out 397 times. And in third, the Milwaukee Brewers have struck out 389 times on the season. Looking out for the stolen base leaders, the San Diego Padres lead the league in stolen bases with 40 of them. The Seattle Mariners are second with 39, and the Texas Rangers have stolen 35 bases on the season. That's enough for third in the league. In terms of times caught stolen, the Kansas City Royals have been caught 14 times. The Marlins have been caught the second most amount of times. They've been caught 13 times, and the Rangers have been caught 11 times, the third most in all of baseball. Looking at team batting average, the New York Mets have the best team batting average in baseball. They have a 276 batting average as a team. In second place, the Chicago White Sox have a team 269 average. And in third, the San Francisco Giants have a 268 batting average on the season. Looking at on-base percentage, the New York Mets make it to base the most times in the league as a team. They have a 353 OBP. Second in the league are the Atlanta Braves with a 340 OBP, and in third are the Philadelphia Phillies. All 3 teams in the National League East. The Phillies have a 339 OBP. Looking at slugging percentage, the Atlanta Braves have the best slugging percentage in all of baseball with a 482. Second place are the San Diego Padres with a 479 slugging percentage, and the Dodgers are behind them with a 473 slugging percentage. Looking at OPS, the Atlanta Braves have the best OPS in all of baseball with an 822 OPS. Following them are the San Diego Padres with an 816 OPS, and in third place, the New York Mets have an 812 OPS on the season. Now looking at who are the best pitching teams on the season as of Tuesday, September 8th, 2020. The Cleveland Indians have the best ERA as a team. They have a 276 ERA as a team. Behind them are the Los Angeles Dodgers with a 288 ERA as a team. Those are the only 2 teams with a sub-3 ERA. In third place, the St. Louis Cardinals have a 348 ERA as a team, as they've played only 33 games on the season. Looking at the complete game leaders as a team is the Cincinnati Reds, as Trevor Bauer's had a couple. Looking at the shutout leaders, the Cleveland Indians lead the league in shutouts with 6, and tied for second with 4, you have the Chicago White Sox, the Los Angeles Dodgers, the Miami Marlins, and the San Diego Padres, who have held teams completely scoreless but at least for the full game. Looking at saves, the Cleveland Indians and the Tampa Bay Rays lead the league in saves with 16, and tied for second are the Colorado Rockies, the Miami Marlins, and the Minnesota Twins with 14 saves apiece. Looking at save opportunities, the Tampa Bay Rays and the Blue Jays have had the most save opportunities. The Blue Jays have blown half of them, and then the Indians have had the third most save opportunities. Looking at hits given up as a team, the Boston Red Sox have given up 433 hits as a team in 42 games. The Colorado Rockies have given up the second most hits as a team in 401, and the Nationals have given up the third most amount of hits with 375. In terms of runs given up, the Boston Red Sox have given up the most amount of runs as well. They've given up 266 runs. The Rockies have given up 236, 30 less runs and 1 less game played. And the Los Angeles Angels have given up 229 runs. That is enough for the third worst in all of baseball. In terms of home runs given up, the Boston Red Sox have given up 74. That's the most in baseball. The Arizona Diamondbacks have given up 71 home runs, which is the second most, and the Nationals have given up 65 home runs, which is the third most in all of baseball. Looking at teams that have hit their batters, the Kansas City Royals and the Milwaukee Brewers are tied for the league. They've hit 27 batters, and the Braves are tied with the Detroit Tigers for third. They've both hit 26 batters on the season. Looking at who's walked the most batters, the Boston Red Sox have walked 178 batters, and in 42 games. That's the most in baseball. The Houston Nationals have walked 174. That's the second most. And the Arizona Diamondbacks, tied with the Pittsburgh Pirates and the Texas Rangers, have walked 169 batters as a team. That's the third most in all of baseball. But looking at the strikeout leaders as teams, the Cleveland Indians have struck out 418 batters. That's the most in all of baseball. The Cincinnati Reds have struck out 415 batters. That's the second most. And the Milwaukee Brewers have struck out 398 batters, enough for the third most in all of baseball. And then looking at batting average against, so far, the St. Louis Cardinals have the best batting average against as a pitching rotation. They've only allowed a 201 batting average against. And second, the Los Angeles Dodgers have a 208 batting average against as a pitching rotation. And third, the Cleveland Indians have allowed a 216 batting average against them. So that's everything to look forward to on the season. Once again, thank you for listening to all 45 minutes of this piece. Once again, this is The Elite. I'm James Sims. I hope everything is going well for everyone with this quarantine and everything going on. But with that said, I really appreciate you for listening to my piece, and peace out.